I listen to your heartbeats.
I noticed your wife's diabetes.
Tomé la mano de tu madre.
I taught your sister about menstruation.
I helped you breastfeed for the first time.
I intervened when the birth became an emergency.
I started your breath.
私は命を守っています。
Mimi sio muuguzi.
I am not a doctor.
I am a midwife.
I'm a midwife.
私は助産師です。
I am a midwife.
Mimi ni mkunga mtaalam. I am a midwife.
It's the best job in the world.
The ICM is an organisation that's set up to support midwives associations around the world. There are around about 130 midwives associations who are members currently in 113 countries of the world. So effectively the ICM is the voice for over 500,000 midwives all around the world. And we have a role as the global voice for those midwives, really trying to promote the role of the midwife and why a midwife is so important for every country in terms of providing really good quality maternal and newborn health care. And more importantly, one of the fantastic things that happens is every 3 years we have a congress and midwives come from everywhere. There's a lot of sharing that goes on, lots of learning, lots of support. And I think every midwife, everywhere in the world, there is a heart that we all have, which is about being with women in birth, strengthening those women, building their confidence, helping them to become confident and strong mothers so that their families are strong and their communities are strong.
The challenges that midwives face are very similar, irrespective of economic status of their country. The issue of recognition is universal. The midwives is still not as well recognized as one would like to think, whether they are in high-income countries or in low-income countries. There is a shortage of midwives globally. There is no one country today who could say they've got adequate numbers of midwives.
So what the ICM is trying to do is to actually make people aware of the really important role that midwives play and why they need to be established in systems that do support them and allow them to work to make the difference that we know they can make.
Midwives save lives, especially when they are well educated and their practice is regulated and they are supported and organized in a strong association.
The overarching governance body of the ICM is the Council, and that is made up of each member association having 2 delegates. The Council votes on the board. So the board is made up of an executive, which is a president, a vice president and a treasurer. Then the ICM is made up of 4 regions at the moment, and those regions have meetings during the council meeting where they have a number of nominations for people who will come from the regions to join the board. And so what you end up with is a board, and they have the mandate from the council to have a closer connection with the day-to-day business of running ICM. And they have a governance role. They're not there to represent their region. They're there as the voice for midwives globally.
Associations belong to ICM, and all of us are speaking with one voice on behalf of women and newborns. They have the possibility of having their voices heard. In high-income countries, there is an issue of over-medicalization of birth. In low-income countries, it's the actual reverse. The problems are more related to the lack of resources. It's quite easy to see a midwife doing her best to deliver, to assisted delivery at night using a mobile phone light.
Many midwives associations are very interested in supporting others, and that's not one way. You know, it does not mean that midwives in high-income countries know everything and are going to somehow tell midwives elsewhere. That is absolutely not the case. There's definitely mutual learning to be had, and that can be enabled through ICM. We can share resources, build resources that actually work for everybody.
I enjoy working with the ICM because of the passion and dedication of the people and the leaders here. But another reason that it's great to work with the ICM is because they have a clear view of what is happening on the ground with the individual midwife who is taking care of that baby and that mom in her clinic, wherever that may be in the world. They also have a macro view. What is the right thing that we need to do for all midwives around the world? So it's really great to work with them because they are really looking at the whole span of midwifery and as a profession and as individual midwives.
Because ICM also believes that midwives are the key, we know that it's really important that midwives are educated, that they're skilled, that they're regulated, that they are respected and supported and able to practice as midwives to make the difference for women and their families.